So I'm Heather Wilde, and this is Suliman Babiker. He's a Ph.D. from Saudi Arabia, and I'm from America, in case you couldn't tell. And we are going to present Making the Shift Employee to Entrepreneur. Who here is an employee of a company right now? Nice. So some of you are employees still, and some of you are entrepreneurs, and this is still for all of you. So this is really cool.
Who is the self-employed? Oh, great. I just want to correct one thing before we go on. I'm staying in Saudi Arabia with a Sudanese from Sudanese origin, so we know Arabs.
Yes.
Okay. So only one is a self-employer here. The rest are employees. So I assure to you that you're self-employer. Thank you. Yeah, that's good. So I assure to you that you are in the right place. And we are in the right place.
Yes, of course we are.
We start with your dream. The most three aspects of human inside: the dream, life purpose, and the values. So before you start, or before you tap in any project, whether it's personal or it's professional, you have to check in these three things. Are you clear about your life purpose? But the most values, you are honoring life. That's the platform of human side that keeps you going on. Hitting lives, it hits you, and even more stronger and harder. So you have first need to be clear about these three things before you do anything. I'll ask Heather first. Are you clear about your life purpose statement?
I am.
What is it?
I want to make the world more like Star Trek than Skynet.
Wow. And where are you now?
I'm living it. I'm here in Devox in Morocco.
And what about your dreams?
My dreams are to make sure that every entrepreneur is working towards that goal with me.
And what are the most values you are honoring now?
My main value is that everyone is equal and different.
You see how she is fully aware about these three aspects of life? That's why she is here, and she is more than that. What about you? Anyone sure about his
Your answer.
You don't have your answer yet?
Yeah.
Does anyone know what their dream is?
Anyone clear about the values? Or
No.
gentlemen?
Oh, I do, but
Yeah.
my dream is essentially the same. My dream is essentially the same as hers, except I want to see that the world turns out more like Skynet than Star Trek. No, I'm just kidding. We've actually talked about this many times, and we're actually working towards the same outcome. We both really believe that there's a lot of change going to be happening in our world in the near future, and if we do not teach people in order to learn how to respond to these changes, we will end up in a bad world. But if we can learn how to embrace these new technologies, we can potentially make a world that looks more like Star Trek than like Skynet. Yep.
So these three tools really make sure that you are heading to what you aim to have in your life.
So when you're doing that with your company, you have to make sure that the thing that you come up with actually is a feasible thing. If you come up with an idea, a passion, a purpose, but there's no money in it, then you tend to have a problem. I'm sure we all have seen startups that are there to stand in line for somebody else at the office, or at the doctor's office, or even the company Yo a couple years ago, that all they did was send a message, "Yo, to people. So there was no actual business plan for that.
So, as he said, stalling it's not gonna be an easy job. Or everybody, he find himself next day is a businessman. Life is full of troubles and obstacles, especially in the business arena. So you have to be ready about that. Colonel Sanders knocked 1,000 restaurants' doors before find someone to try his recipe. And it's KFC right now. Thomas Edison failed 1,500,000 before we see the light. So it's not an easy job. And there is no failure as long as you rise up and rise for the challenge and hit your challenge back and you forward the next step. So it's no failure. It's just a learning. So before you start in any business, whatever business, you have to find a problem. A business is about solving a problem. Alexander Graham, 19th centuries, he invented the microphone. Consider ourselves, especially as a speaker, without having this amazing device. People start complaining. I can't hear you, please. What you have said? Oh, what is this said? And you end up with a chatting between two participants, just gossiping or doing their business. And you are not gonna connect and grab the attention of the audience without this. So the problem of not reaching to every participant, especially when there is a big mass, is a problem solved by Alexander Graham. See our life now with this microphone. So search around your area. What a problem. As IT developer, are you your problem in your domain? It could be information security. It could be a storage problem, or it could be an overlap. The mega storage and the problem created by these mega storage solutions. So your information is delivered to someone. Accessories. I'm buying 4 to 5 mobile cable every month. Go down to a south, to friends, colleagues, family. Find where they are starting, and from that, it's not just inventing a new things. You can improve. This is the latest appearance. X is the human last week. Between the traditional telephone up to here, many businesses have been done. Many businesses have been done. And a huge of money. And a huge of businessmen and businessmen.
Now, when you're taking your time to come up with what you're going to work on, though, you have to pay attention to the fact that people are actually going to ask you to write your business plan. But no one is going to write it. No one, except you and maybe a bank that you're going to ask for money. But you still have to write it. And that's the thing. Like, how many of you actually read the terms and conditions for the new iOS? Yeah. So, but you still need to actually spend time writing that business plan. And it comes down to really simple things. So when you're doing it, it's really, why are you in business? Like, why are you doing it? So it's that problem that you found, that are people buying a lot of computer cables? Do people need to speak and be heard? What is that problem you found? And then who are you going to sell to? Who's your customer? Where are they during the day? What's their journey? How are you going to find them? And then what's your value proposition? What can you offer them that's different from everyone else? And then again, what's your business model? What is it that you're going to do to actually make money? And then it's, of course, how are you going to solve it? How are they going to find it? A lot of startups, a lot of entrepreneurs fail at that last one. I mean, they're really good all the way up to that point, and they never have a solution. But we're going to talk about that one today.
So first, you have to scan the industry where you are. With IT. So where you are? Where do you really want to be? And like what we talked before, it could be providing a reliable, a reasonable price, mobile accessories. So you don't have to go with Apple original. It's high quality, it's affordable, and you don't have to go with the cheapest products come from Paris. Find a way to bring prices with a reasonable quality and affordable price. It could be a huge money, huge products. It could be $500. A grocery, you just put the shelf, rent a grocery, and ask for supplier. The next day you find your grocery is full of products. So these three items, where are you going to operate? But you have to take care of part of which eventually the creating by market product. So check in the competition. Who's the rival? Is it easy to compete for those who are in the best? If you have a very good and reputable grocery in the neighborhood, so no way you can compete. Again, selecting area of business is requiring you to deal with a very tough suppliers. So you have to launch your business. The buyers, they are very difficult customers. So you have to do this. Search for a segment where you can easily do business. It is easy for everybody to create a similar business, so we advise the grocery, you find 4 or 5 groceries in the neighborhood. You know, every day when I go in my business, I know there is a grocery place here. Yesterday is one more thing. So you don't have to go with an easy business. But everybody goes to consultation. Who's the IT guys in Casablanca? Not much. Who's really qualified and interested to go for consultation? Not much. So you compete with very minimal level of candidates. So you will be the winner. Substitute. your business is going to be created in an area where the next day you will have a new invention or substitute of what you have been working for the last 1 year planning and just invest your money and simply doing an alternative which you don't need to do.
But again, when you're working on that business plan, remember that the more time you spend, the less useful it is. So make sure that you're doing following the 80-20 rule and spending the minimum amount of time to get the maximum effort. Minimum effort to get the maximum. Because again, if you're spending all your time coming up with your idea, coming up with your business, then somebody out there, that rather new entrance, is really going to get you. People are always coming up with the same idea. We wouldn't have had deep impact in Armageddon release for the same year if you didn't have that kind of thing. So it's the same in business. When you're working on an idea, somebody else is out there too coming up with that. So here's an easy way to think of like how to do a business plan quickly. Now, SpaceX, they did it in phases. Like phase 1, trial and error. Phase 2, space delivery business. And their key goal for that is just launch something into orbit. That's all they wanted for phase 1 and 2, just launch something into orbit. For phase 3, they're trying to get a space ticket under $500,000. And for that, it's Mars colonization is their goal. And then, eventually, it's 1 million Mars colonists. So the entire SpaceX business plan is right there, one page. You can go into, like, how are we going to do it? Well, they're figuring that out in the trial and error phase. They know what the phases are. And then they're figuring out each in agile methodology in each phase. But you don't have to spend a lot of time to get that down. If you think about it, Elon Musk is actually like, okay, well, we get there, we're going to mine asteroids, we're going to pay for a lot of money, and that's why it's feasible for us to do this. So, but we still need to get there to do it. So he's made a good business case to do it. But it's simple, it's understandable, and it's
what is that? You have to make sure that you are going to deliver a unique offer to the customer. 3 things: price, quality, timing of delivery. The price is not competitive. There is no way any customer is going to change his quality. Way of purchasing food. If the quality is low, their standards, they definitely time of delivery and even the time of delivery itself could be a big domain of business. Like this. Before, we used to get a book from USA. Now it's a special need. So make sure these 3 items is in your list.
So once you have that value proposition that Suliman was talking about, that you know what you're going to deliver to your customer, then you can start to think about who your customer relationships are. Like who you're going to work with on the customer side to get you to those segments you're delivering to. This is called a business model canvas, by the way, if you've not heard it. It's just a quick 1-page way to create a business plan. So before you take the time to create a long business plan, you can just jot things out really quick. And so the customer relationships is who are you going to work with to get to your customers and what channels you're going to use to them, but who are the segments of people you're going to reach? So that's your demographics. So are you trying to reach the 35 to 40-year-old women of Morocco? Are you trying to reach the millennials? Are you trying to reach, like, you want to get really specific and have channels that will reach all of them. And then you can have activities that you're going to use to do that. So what kind of activities are you going to do? So these kind of things are, am I going to create an app? Am I going to, am I going to have a website? Am I going to be creating a Facebook Messenger bot? So these are the activities that you're going to be doing. And the resources that you would be using, for example, if you're going to be creating a Facebook Messenger bot, and you would be like the FB Start, the Facebook Developer Circle would be a great resource that you could put there as a key resource. The Facebook themselves, also Microsoft Azure might be a good one because they actually have a messenger toolkit that you can use that not just works on Facebook, but other messenger platforms. So you could put these down as key resources for you. Also something like Pluralsight, if you're not sure how to use these things yet, so you can continue developing your learning. And then key partners. So a partner would be somebody that can help you to do whatever you need to do. So like maybe you want to make Pluralsight or Facebook a partner of your company to help you get into their app store, or iPhone would be, I mean Apple would be a good partner. And it's not something that you necessarily have to have a plan to have right now. It's somebody that you're targeting eventually to use as a key partner.
That's all about the planning. When you are in a life, so you have to be. Either to win, to go with the value growth, or cost effectiveness. The easiest way to go with this is ever single dollar organically goes back to the you need to be organized and small. Instead of having 7 employees, you can go with 5 employees if you really your business processes. So you save salary and employees, right? Without compromising the quality. So usually a successful business have an eye on what have to spend. A single cent is really adding value to your business.
So here's an example of Airbnb in the way they fill out the canvas. So I suggest you take a picture of this when you're doing it later. That you can do this. So for example, you've got their value proposition. There's 2 separate value propositions. One because there are 2-sided marketplace. So it's one for hosts and one for guests. And they've got their key activities are product development, building a host network, building a traveler network, and then the partners are like the photographers and the payment processors, things like that. So it doesn't have to be super specific if you don't know who it's going to be, but there's different things that you can do. And those cost structures, like Suliman mentioned, it's having a way to get to the sustainable business, understanding what you need to do to make sure that you get there so that your business is in business. And if you spend too much time on your business model canvas, then you can end up with this. So rather than, so remember that these are just exercises that help you as a shortcut. They're not meant to be a means to an end. So that's the system to the elevator pitch. of your idea or your business that is meant to explain exactly what you do and get somebody interested enough to keep talking to you. The idea came from you starting to meet somebody that's important, that you really want to get to know, that's in the elevator, and you're supposed to be done by the time you get out of the elevator. And hopefully they don't want to run away from you by the time you're out. So
Just 1 minute.
you just have a minute.
You better what you are down. Within this 1 minute, you have to expose back to ground.
Or if you're in the Burj Khalifa, it's all the way from the top to the bottom. So,
we make a little demo, okay?
Yeah.
So this is just how can I do it?
yeah, so hi, Suliman. Good. So hi, I'm Heather Wilde, and I am the CEO of TWIP, Travel with Interesting People, which is a social network for solo travelers who are afraid to go by themselves on trips and it's unlike any other travel site out there because it offers a way for people to connect with people they don't know and experiences they've never thought.
So what's the core of your
So what we do is we give people a travel survey and give them an option to create a travel DNA profile.
What can you do?
Well, when we found that people over a certain age don't know who to travel with because their friends or their spouses don't share similar interests, but they have trouble meeting new friends.
No, as a Muslim, there is a way just to keep my agenda for the one and out of this one.
Absolutely.
There's a way.
Absolutely. So we match people based on all sorts of things.
What about the cost?
So the cost is a membership model. It's just $295 a year, but you don't have to pay extra for the trip. So we discount the trip by that amount.
You have this card?
I do.
Absolutely.
So actually, how about I come by your office and we talk about it more? All right, come here.
This is how to grab an active customer, not just in the Facebook or face to face. The business card is me, and there is an appointment. The business card is showing this information. I really face on that. But my next application could be this. This is how to stretch your sales skills to the maximum. You give it the maximum. Doesn't mean 1 minute. To go 1 minute, so see how you're going to excel in the area of sales when you have all day and the whole month. And you have all tools. It's not just 1 minute and I have so she is attracting me and I am interested in her business. She's just an ignite. Makes me make an appointment to see her.
If the entrepreneur asks you a difficult question for cancer, the question you don't know the answer of your point, what should I do?
That's a great question. Let me find out for you.
That's not the answer. You don't have to lie. You have to be authentic. Because if at any moment the customer feels that you are just walking away, not answering, then you start hesitating. Just be real, be authentic. Whatever is real, just deliver. Here I don't have an answer. I will consult with my check with my consultant or to contact because I'm not in that area, for example. But be authentic and be real. Yes, like that.
So let's break down what I did. What we did. So there's two main parts to the elevator pitch. First is the core of it, where you describe what your business, you introduce yourself, and then there's the ask, the close. The main structure, and get your phone ready because this is the key here. Here's the sentence structure. fill in the blank. And that's a good basis. So when I was speaking to Suliman, I gave him this structure. And here's another example that somebody filled in. So for mobile urban citizens who have a driver's license but do not own a car, Car2Go is a car rental service in North America and Central Europe that offers permanent rental cars. Unlike Herc 6 or Access, this offers versatile smart personal cars. So it's really simple. You start to fill that in, and then you can work from there. The idea is to get it distilled so low that nobody will question what you're talking about and get them interested. Because if you have to explain what you're doing, and you're going to have somebody tune out, and it's going to take longer. There's another type of pitch. This is actually my favorite kind. This is what I normally do. It's called the Pixar pitch. Who knows what Pixar is? So, yeah, we've all seen Toy Story or Finding Nemo or all these wonderful Pixar movies. And if you're doing a pitch competition, this is normally the way that you actually, I coach people, where you start with once upon a time, every day, one day, because of that, until finally. So an example of this would be, once upon a time, I would go to my grandmother's house and she would cook this amazing soup. Every day I would go in there and smell this awesome, awesome soup. One day, I moved, and I wasn't there anymore, so I couldn't be there for that soup. Because of that, I had to learn how to cook. Because of that, I learned how to make my grandmother's soup. Until finally, I started selling my grandmother's soup, and now my company makes the best soup in the world, and you have to buy it right now. So that's the Pixar pitch. And you were with me right from my grandmother's soup, weren't you? So that's just an example again of it. And then if you're doing a pitch to a VC, then this is, just take a picture of this, because this is just what you need to add on to start asking for money. But, so you've all probably heard people do this. It's just a pretty standard structure. So when you're working on market size, like when you're coming up with those calculations, this is just a useful tool to come up with. So you hear people talking about the total addressable or total available market. It's just how many people are you, like, is it possible that you could be reached? And how many people are, like, could possibly be buying that thing right now? And then what is that attainable market? What could you realistically reach? So these are the important things to know when you're working on who, like, is that business model viable?
What will you do? Who's planning to be? And people. None. What about others? Are you okay with your company? It's not like that. One day you will make it. You will be not that income. In your career, the next level of being self-employed. finally, it's getting bigger. The financial obligation of getting more bigger. Nobody will see. There was the right time. When it was and take it as think about being self-aware. It's not easy. It's just need a determination. The power of determination, which enables you to pave your way from very, very difficult obstacles in life, in all aspects of life, in the home, in the work, whatever, all the learn to be in the midst of God. Only the power of determination will get you out of this. You focus and you know where. So when life hits you,
And this goes to what do they know? Like what kind of things might they already know so you don't have to explain things, you can use a shorthand. So if you are speaking to a developer, you don't have to tell them, oh, well, technology is a thing that we use. But if you're speaking to somebody that is from a completely different industry, you might want to explain certain terms or not use jargon. You might want to make sure that you don't add in things that may be commonplace words for you. So make sure that you are paying attention to what the audience, what they know. But why do they care? You got to give them something to care about. If I started speaking to Suliman about my travel thing, I mean, the first question he asked me was, well, I'm going to listen. Am I going to want to go on a trip that's random? No. Well, we've already thought of that. But that was a good question. And that was good. And how are you delivering this? Because it's not always going to be face-to-face. Sometimes you're going to put your pitch out on Twitter, on Facebook, in print. If you're delivering a pitch, sometimes your pitch isn't even words. Sometimes it's just a picture of you and how you present yourself. So where are people seeing it? How are they hearing you? Pay attention to that.
Where can we find the that's before we will be like where are they?
Right.
Like, this is the first one. After the book there is where?
Yeah.
I guess this is
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's where are they? I mean, first. My idea. My clients, my dream clients. Well, so that's an interesting thing. It's not necessarily who's my dream client, but sometimes you have your dream client, but then you find out that the person that's actually your client is somebody entirely different. So you may have a goal of who you want to reach, and then find out that a whole bunch of other people are using it. And Instagram found that out. Because they created, like Instagram was originally an app called Bourbon. Because the creators created an amazing Foursquare check-in app specifically for bourbon drinkers. And the people that used it found that they loved the way that it took pictures. So people who weren't bourbon drinkers started using it just for the picture-taking capability and not for ranking different whiskeys. So then the Instagram people, no matter how much they loved their idea of having the best bourbon ranking app ever, they ditched all of the rest of it and just became Instagram. But their dream client was the bourbon drinker. And thank goodness that they changed, or else we wouldn't have Instagram. So then you need to write down all of the stuff. Journal everything that comes into mind about your idea. Because if you don't do the stream of consciousness, then you can't pare it down. And the best thing to do is to just keep talking and flowing and come up with all of that stuff. And then once you do, then you have all the little, because then you can clarify it. Once you have all of the stuff, then you can let it flow. When you're talking to someone, make it natural. So, hey Suliman, what's your business?
My business actually is to build a platform dealing with the human insights. It consists of coaching, moving
and see how happy he was when he said that? Like, because when he started to start talking about that and letting it come from inside, the smile that came onto him, it infected me. I smiled with him. So when you just let things flow from inside, it actually works really well. But remember, what's in it for me? When you're talking to the other person, you always have to remember what's in it for me. Because if you are talking from you about all of the things that are great about you, like Instagram and the Bourbon app, then you'll tune people out. But if you come at them with you'll be able to take amazing looking pictures and post them online for all eternity, then that's what's in it for them. There need to be multiple versions of your page. Again, for the businessman, for the entrepreneur, for your mom, for your grandma, for your kids, for everyone that you can think of. We're constantly coming up with different ways to describe stuff. So if you only know it one way, then you're never going to be able to present it. And then that comes with being flexible, because if somebody starts to ask you something in the middle of your pitch, then you need to be able to stop and answer them, right? Because they're interested. Like them asking you a question means that they're interested in what you're saying. So if you're like, no, hold on, let me continue this, then you probably lost them. But if you can repeat your idea over and over and over again until you know it, like when Suliman asked me before, what's my life purpose? How many times do you think I've said that to myself out loud, in my head, written it down? So many times that I know it, that I feel it, I live it. If you do that to yourself, if you practice your idea, if you practice your pitch, then you'll know that and you'll believe it and you'll feel it. And then it won't matter if somebody trips you up while you're saying that. And smile. You gotta always smile. Because no matter what, and there could be somebody scary behind your back. There could be a hurricane coming behind you, but what? Okay. But just keep smiling and be engaging when you're talking, because remember, you're all about them. You're delivering information to the other person to get them engaged and interested in you. So if you're not doing that, then you missed the trick. But take your time. I mean, you have a minute, but take your time. Because if you are, I mean, when I did this with Suliman just a minute ago, how long do you think that took? It was about 30 seconds. So if you're focused on spending a minute telling somebody your pitch, then you're taking too long. So don't rush. Get the information out, but spend time paying attention to the other person. And thank you guys for
Marcus, 15 seconds. I want everybody here in this room to close his eyes. Okay? Try to be centered. With your inner self, connect to your life purpose, dream, and your values. Get out of all life. Just brush your feet. Ups and downs.